Okay, lawyers partial to the BJP argue that it is mystifying that the Congress has not yet approached the Supreme Court to at least ask for a clubbing of the multiple petitions that are, in a sense, confronting Rahul Gandhi. Let me refer you to a Patna court that has issued summons, where in fact it is Sushil Modi, who is an OBC leader himself of the BJP, who is the aggrieved party, and there he is saying, I'm offended by Rahul Gandhi's remarks as an OBC member of my community. Why, out of curiosity, have you not approached the court for a clubbing of these cases, Mr.
There is a third BJP Modi in Ranchi, by the way, for your information. This is number 2 is Patna. There's a third BJP Modi complaint in Ranchi High Court, Ranchi courts also. Now, Barkha, I mean, we are really touched by the unsolicited advice and care and concern shown by BJP lawyers about our case, and also about people making all kinds of statements that I would have drafted an appeal in 8 hours, I would have drafted an appeal in 24 hours. I'm quite amused to hear them. But that apart, those are cases at different stages. Those are cases at very nascent stages or middle stages or early stages. We, of course, reserve our right to do all that, all the clubbing, all the consolidation petitions. The real issue at the moment is to deal with a exclusion of Rahul Gandhi from Parliament. At the moment, perhaps we have some breathing time because the next session is not till monsoon session. But even then, it's very important that a voice as loud and as clear and as fearless as Rahul Gandhi's is not kept out of Parliament. That is why the suspension of conviction test was created. And to suggest that you must show some additional consequence before I give you a stay of conviction, which is, by the way, the fourth error in the judgment of the Sessions Court, is very strange, because what more compelling reason can I give you that while my main appeal is pending, tomorrow I win my main appeal. Assume that I win my main appeal in the Sessions Court. Will you restore to me the 10 days I lost in the last session or the whole monsoon session which may have lost? So what is the balance of convenience? What is the irreversible prejudice? All of these factors are entirely in favor of Rahul Gandhi. So this is the priority, this is the concern. Clubbing and all can await their turn and will be resorted to according to law. We reserve all our rights in that respect.
Do you believe now that this case will travel all the way up to the Supreme Court? Is it your best assessment?
We hope that it will travel up is undoubted. We hope the last leg of the travel will be by the BJP appeal.
What do you mean?
Which means we win in the High Court.
And therefore, the BJP would appeal again.
Therefore, the appellant would be the complainant, but otherwise we will appeal.
Okay.
We have full faith in the system, and we believe that we are right, and we believe we have strong ground.
You have framed a legal argument. Let me now ask you a political question. Many would believe that this is an election year. You have Karnataka, you have a bunch of assembly elections, you have the big general election coming up. Should Rahul Gandhi be wasting his time going from court to court, getting distracted in these legal arguments? I'm sure you have also bigger battles to fight. Many have asked, why doesn't he just say sorry? And I liken you at this point, him to Arvind Kejriwal. You would remember Mr. Kejriwal faced a slew of defamation cases, and all he did was apologize. That's one option. The other option could be to be disruptive and just say, you know what, I've done nothing wrong, I'll go to jail if need be. Many people believe taking this route is actually costing you sympathy in the public eye. People are going to get bored with the story. It's a protracted legal battle. It'll drag on. Why not just say sorry or then opt for jail?
So let's start one by one. But let's start before the one by one with the Panchtantra Tale. The father and the son will walk, and you'll blame the donkey. The father will sit, and the son will walk. You'll blame the father. If the son sits, then you'll blame the father, etc., etc. You know the Panchtantra Tale. Yeah. There is no end to it. Take the first example. Why shouldn't Rahul Gandhi just not go to jail? Let me, by the way, tell you that Rahul Gandhi is one person who's not scared of jail. There have been occasions I am not at liberty to reveal when we've had to prevent him very forcefully, and I personally, from not opting to go to jail. It's not that. Yes, he was ready. Not in this case. I'm saying generally, he doesn't bother about that. But what we are concerned about is not the question of jail. It's the question of disqualification, which means that you have silenced his voice in the public space of Parliament, legislature, an organ, a pillar of Indian democracy for 8 long years. This is the most ridiculous thing anybody is suggesting. That's your option one given to you by the Panchtantra Tale Walas. The second option given to you is that he should simply say sorry. Have
Yeah.
you seen the kind of gloating going on for a 1.5 sentence in a 3-page speech taken out of context for which he has been convicted for defamation? Have you seen the gloating going on that respect? And imagine what will happen if he apologizes. He has done no wrong. I don't think he has committed defamation at all. Without committing defamation on a conviction, he's being lampooned on diverse ways on unsustainable grounds. The very same people you are saying, the moment he apologizes for something he doesn't believe in, he doesn't has not done, would face similar lampooning. Third, Rahul Gandhi is not the kind of person, and I'm certainly not the kind of person to advise him to be the kind of person he is not, to apologize for something he strongly believes he has not done. He has said something which, by no stretch of defamation, can be criminal defamation. The names he has taken are not complainants. Fake complaints have been set up by political opponents sprouting around country with the Modi surname.
Well, Lalit
He
Modi
could,
has threatened to sue him.
yes, of course. So, as I said, 13 crore Modis will all be able to sustain a criminal defamation. Why advise me to go and club from the Supreme Court? I can't club 13 crore cases.
Let me ask you this. Is it time to revisit the Supreme Court judgment in the Lily Thomas case? And I take you back to the ordinance that Rahul Gandhi, your government, wanted to introduce and Rahul Gandhi had opposed, which at that time was seen to be a kind of protection mechanism for Lalu Prasad Yadav, who had been convicted in a corruption case. There are other lawyers who argued it's time to question the Supreme Court, to ask the Supreme Court to review its judgment, which enables this sort of automatic disqualification.
Actually, Rahul Gandhi is a much maligned and misunderstood person in this respect also. His act of opposition to the ordinance was not based on the issue involved now. I will agree with you openly and clearly that you need a one-line amendment to the law saying that one line, provided, however, that the disqualification shall kick in
Hmm.
after giving the person a chance to seek a stay of disqualification for at least 6 weeks or 8 weeks. That's all that you need. Rahul Gandhi's opposition was not to that, although that provision would also have been there in that ordinance. His opposition was to the concept of not disqualifying persons at all, despite conviction, endlessly. So, therefore, his opposition in its own place was valid. But I agree with you entirely that it needs a one-line amendment because today we are out of power, tomorrow you will be in power, third day somebody else will be in power. It is not fair that yesterday Barkha Dutt is convicted and theoretically today, in Rahul Gandhi's case, it happened in 48 hours. In some BJP MLAs and MPs cases, it hasn't happened for weeks. Tomorrow, day after, you're disqualified, which you're entitled to do. I'm not saying you're not entitled to do because there is no space. Now, those who think that you can just parachute into a court and argue without papers, without filing appeals, without proper translations, in 2 days get a stay, that is a wrong approach. So, therefore, I agree with you that that amendment should be there.
So no clubbing of petitions, no apology, no going to jail. You're going to follow this through
No, I didn't
immediately.
say no clubbing. Clubbing will be there in good time, but there is no immediate priority or urgency for that.
What is the timeline you're hopeful of getting relief for Rahul Gandhi in?
No, the matter will be filed shortly this coming week and be then listed shortly after that. Thereafter, the courts take over. Some inherent delays in court, but I would not imagine more than a few weeks either way because there is a process, unfortunately, or fortunately, natural justice has to be obeyed. You have to issue notice. People come and take time. But I don't think these timelines should not at least be very long. And we should be cognizant of the fact that you may be irreversibly, irreparably, and unjustly excluding a person from the next session, which certainly would be gross injustice.